that measly little mediocre school has an endowment that is bigger than all of the top 8 HBCUs combined. Combined. Did you hear me? Did you hear what I just said? Their endowment is bigger, and I think it might even be top 10. Their endowment is bigger than what I believe to be the top 10 HBCUs combined. So effectively, they've got an advantage economically and a racial advantage that is hard to beat. It's hard to beat. So here's the thing. If your only criteria on what a person should do in America is based on who's got the most money, then you should probably just call yourself a white supremacist because white folks have all the money. So they're always going to be able to outbid you when it comes to maintaining control of your best assets. So why is it that they can't come in your house and buy, say, one of your children? Well, they kind of do actually, because you send your children to the public schools and to the corporate plantation, and you're pretty much selling them to society, just so you know that. But we can talk about that later. But still, what keeps them from doing that? Well, because your children mean something to you that's more than money, right? So the question I always ask Black folks, as a finance professor, I ask this question. I say, okay, we understand money matters. Money is very important, but I ask you, Black man, Black woman, what do you own? What do you possess that money can't buy? Like, what do you have that money can't buy? Right. And so ultimately, I think that that's an important question that we have to ask. Right now, now we know HBCUs are not perfect. We know HBCUs screw up all the time. We know HBCUs have flaws. And I see Black people who will say, well, the HBCUs, they don't be doing right. They be messing the students over. And yeah, that does happen for sure. But also, if you're going to look at the bad things HBCUs do, you also got to look at the good. Give me a yes if you agree with that assessment. If you're going to talk about where they messing up, then are you also talking about when they're lifting up? Right? Because if you're going to talk about when the HBCUs are messing up, I want you to also talk about when the University of Colorado messes up. Give me a yes or no. Do you think that if I went to the University of Colorado and talked to every Black student that's ever attended that school and said, does that school have a racial issue? Do they have a problem with racism? Do you think any of the students might say, yeah, they're kind of racist? Let me give you an example. I went to Denver one time, and they had I went through this building. It was one of the I think it was University of Colorado, Denver, their campus, and they had a pictures of like 100 or 200 of their faculty on this wall. It's a very long wall. Now, remember, I have a PhD in finance. I was on the faculty of Syracuse University for many years, so I knew what I was going to see on this wall. I went down the wall and I played a little game with myself.